sit down. It's great to see you again, Jack.
It's good to see you, thank you.
Okay, so you're getting to a certain age, Jack. Let's be honest.
I'm 40.
Yeah. And so are you conscious of that? Do you make an effort still to keep fit? Do you have any hobbies that get you out of bed and keep it going?
You know, I'm luckily naturally athletic, so it hasn't been too much of a struggle. Try different because I get bored quickly, and I do, you know, I played tennis for a while, I got bored of that. Once I'd reached a certain level, I thought, it's not for me.
You weren't very good at tennis, though, were you?
That was the level I reached.
Well, your kids are not at home anymore, though, are they? They moved out.
Well, the kids are, yeah, they're all at university. One has actually left university now, so I've got one come back. I've got 4 kids. And
so, was it nice in the brief period when they're away, or do you prefer having them with you? Or?
I wish they would all go away, I really do.
Do you have ground rules about, can they bring friends back, either regular friends or special friends?
It's too late for ground rules. It's
wow.
too late for... I wasn't strict. I should have been a proper... like a Victorian father, and it's too late for that. Well, if you haven't done that all along, you can't suddenly be strict.
You can't suddenly drop the
when
hammer,
they want to bring people back and you know, have parties.
So do they have parties?
Of course they have parties. What do you think?
You let them have parties in your house. Where do you go when they're having the party?
I go to my other house.
Well, this isn't the sad tale that I expected it to be. You have the younger generation have a very different approach to recreational medicinal supplies than we do, for which I'm thinking mainly of marijuana and so on and so forth. Yeah. Are they allowed to smoke that in the home? Do they smoke that kind of thing? Have you ever smoked that going on?
Never had it happen in my house. Right. Well, categorically, that has never, ever happened. And I couldn't... How can I answer that? I mean, I'll get them arrested, Jonathan. What do you want? Police come around, you know? But it is. It's a worry, and it's there. And you know, you think I've got to be an example to my kids, and but there's not very long before they realise you're not a good example. And
do you think seriously they will turn around and think you haven't been a good example?
Probably.
In which areas?
Last Christmas, my wife's family came over, and my brother-in-law left his car lights on all through lunch, so his car wouldn't start. And after lunch, and I said, it's okay, I've got jump leads, and so I'll get you started in a minute. Now, my car was too far away to reach his car with the jump leads, so I said, it won't be a problem, I'll just move the car forward, and it'll be there. It'll be fine, And Jane
so this was Christmas.
Jane says, you can't drive because you've been drinking. But I said, no, I'm not driving, I'm just moving the car a little bit. And I swear this is true. I get into the car, I'm trying to start it, I'm fumbling around, and a police car pulled up alongside me. So, you know, you're in charge of the keys, and, you know, it's a nightmare for me because I'm against drink driving, all these things. And I thought, I've lost my licence now, that's it. And the copper in the car, policeman, just looked at me and went, and drove off. Right? And I'm sitting there, which is when I realised I'd actually got into the back of the car.
So there you go. Well, that was a lucky escape then, really. Yeah. Now, Jack, this is exciting. Jack has a new situation comedy, a new sitcom that you're starring in and you've co-written.
Yeah.
And this is, it's not based on your life, this story, but I guess it has elements in it. What's the general premise?
It's about a couple. It's me there, and Kerry Godliman plays my wife. And we move to the middle of the countryside and decide we hate it. And it doesn't work out for us at all.
So you're townies who want to change your life?
Basically, yeah. And we think we're going to do it. And I got the idea from watching endless episodes of Escape to the Country. You ever watch that? And these couples are always looking around. And I was watching. There's a pattern that emerges with that show, is that they're nearly always on a second marriage. So they're trying to just restart themselves, reboot themselves somehow. And they make the mistake of doing this geographical move. At the end of every episode, it's always, you know, Janet and John decided not to buy that cottage, but they're still looking in the Cotswolds and da-da-da-da. But you never hear, Janet and John bought the house and it's been a total nightmare. So I thought we should write that. That's the one we'll write.
Let's have a look at the clip. It's a great title. Bad Move, it's called, and it's starting Wednesday, 20th September on ITV at 8 p.m. Have a look at this.
There you go.
So, what made you move out here, then?
Oh, you know, we had enough of the city. I just fancied the countryside. You know, proper pubs.
Is there a pub here?
Well, not here, but there is one, not far away. And there's always the village shop for emergencies. That's really well stocked.
As long as you're happy.
Oh, we are.
Because some people move to a place like this, they spend a stack of money doing it up, get into so much debt that they can't afford to sell up, and then they're just, like, stuck.
Yeah. Well, that isn't us.
And so your character is kind of bumbling is the wrong word, but things happen to him, don't they?
Things happen to him, and the first episode is all about, well, it's based on a real-life experience that I had, where I had a knife sharpener came to the house and said that he'd sharpen all my knives. I like that. I thought it's lovely to live in a place where you still got tinkers coming to the door. I thought, you know, support the local artisans.
That shows you in a good light.
Yeah, I like to think so. So I handed over every knife, even the garden shears, everything went, the whole lot.
Everything pointed that could be sharpened.
Anything,
you gave to this complete stranger.
Yeah, because I thought that's his living, and he was very convincing.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, why would he not be a knife sharpener if he says he does that? Why would you lie about that? Yeah. And then he says, to save time, when you can pay me now if you want. And so I did. I handed over 30 quid, and I never saw him again. He's gone. But you know, I still trust people, and I get ripped off every time. And that was in Balham. It wasn't even the country. and then actually the other one. This is the one to look out for. A guy came to wash the car, knocks on the door, I'll wash your car. He's across the road from the house, and I said, well, I don't really need it. But I thought, you know, he's trying. He's making his way, and I thought, give him a break. And Jane says, don't trust him. We keep it ripped off. Don't trust. And I said, come on. I don't want to live in a world where we don't trust people who don't want to wash your car for you. So, you know, he washes the car and comes back to the door 5 minutes later, and there, across the road, car's gleaming. So I thought to Jane, there you are. I'm right, and give him the money and a bit more for doing a nice job. Yeah. About an hour later, I go out to the car. He's only washed the side of the car that you can see from the front door.
You sound like you, generally, I hadn't realised this about you, but it sounds like you have quite a lot of bad luck in your life. You're like a magnet for bad things.
A lot of bad things have happened to me over the years.
Do you think you're responsible? Do you think maybe if you smiled more, you might get...
It's often when you try to do a nice thing for someone that it backfires. That's what I find. I bought a present for someone a couple of years ago. Funny enough, they had moved to the countryside. And so as a joke, because they're a bit nervous about it, as a joke, I thought, what I'm going to do, I'm going to buy them a baseball bat, right? And I'm going to get it with a plaque on it saying, this guy's called Michael, so it was Michael's Home Security.
Well, it's a fun gift.
A fun gift.
And it might come in handy.
Something to give him, and something that genuinely might come in handy.
Yeah.
So I went into a sports shop, and it was a boiling hot day, and I had a baseball cap on and sunglasses, bought the baseball bat. They put it in a bag for me. And I thought, where am I going to get a plaque? So I walked into a jeweller's with it. I walked into the jeweller's and said, can I help you? And I pulled the baseball bat out of the bag, and all the shutters came down like that. Police arrived, and I had to explain what I'm... Because, yeah, the baseball bat and sunglasses and everything, you know. I had to explain that. It took about 2 hours to explain. Do my best.
Your life is kind of strange, isn't it, Jack?
Well, it's regular. These things happen, you know. If you try and live your life properly.
So Jack's got a very funny new sitcom. As I said, it starts on Wednesday, the 20th of September, 8 p.m. on ITV. It's called Bad Move. And you know what you're going to do anymore? Is there another series planned yet?
Well, we've been asked the question, would you be writing some more scripts?
Yeah, so that's a good start.
So that's a good start, rather than, you know, can we have your computer back, please?
It's great to have you here. It's great to have you. Mr. Jack D, ladies and gentlemen. Stay put.